Guys, we are back. And by we, I mean Matt Palmer and my lovely, incredible guest co-host, Rory James.
You guys, I'm back.
Standing in for Matt Steele this week because Matt Steele is off in New York doing whatever off-Broadway superstars do. And
he is a superstar.
Rory is here in this place. So, I mean, we'll try not to make this whole podcast about Mariah Carey, but there are no real promises in that.
No, because when Palmer and I get together, that's what it comes down to.
It's what it all comes down to. You know I'm an Alanis girl.
You know, it's something I forget about.
I love me some fucking Alanis. Like one of the best artists of the 90s, and we need to be discussing her more as a culture.
Fair
right.
enough. I had Jagged Little Pill. I know. I was there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm a lot younger than Matt, but
false.
I was present during the time.
You were alive. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Two Gay Matts, the podcast. And it's Matt Palmer, and it's Rory James.
It's Rory James,
comedian, podcaster extraordinaire who is here standing in Matt Steele's place tonight. How are you feeling, Rory?
I'm so happy to be here. You know, I'm learning as I go. Matt Palmer is an incredible coach. You tell me when I'm messing up immediately. But honestly, your fans are so nice, and I love this program, so it's an honor to be here. And Matt Steele living his best New York life.
Yes.
We're so happy for him.
I know. It's a beautiful thing, and we're so happy to have you. And Roy, before we get started, I heard a rumor that next month's a big month for you.
Oh, you're so sweet to bring it up. Thank you so much.
A special coming to the people, a comedy special, and please tell everyone.
Yeah, so you guys, my first stand-up comedy special is being released on November 11th. It's called Rory James Acquired Taste, and it's my baby. You know, I've been doing stand-up comedy for 10 years, and this is my first special. It's being released on a label called Comedy Dynamics, and they have a lot of really big names. And you and Matt Steele and Jackson were present at the taping when we taped this show, which meant a lot to me because I felt like the Two Gay Matts universe was in the room, and it was a magical night. And now people are going to get to see it. It's going to be on Amazon. It's going to be on Apple TV. It's going to be on all the places where you watch things. And I hope you guys check it out. You can follow me on It's Rory James for more updates on that. But thank you for bringing that up.
Of course. So yes, we're so excited for you. Can't wait for November 11th to hit.
November 11th, darling.
Big day for all of us. But also, Rory, how was your past week?
Oh my gosh, busy.
Yeah.
You know, busy getting ready to put out this special, you know? And then also there has been a lot of pop culture news I know we're going to get into.
Yes, there'll be a lot of discussion.
Tell me about your week.
My week has also been good. I don't think I did anything too crazy. On Friday, we watched the Dodgers because, you know, Jackson's a big Dodger fan.
And you love sports.
Hey, I am a supportive boyfriend. And I've grown to enjoy. I know some of the people on the Dodgers and I'm rooting for them, and they're going to be going to the World Series as of Friday.
Baseball players have really nice butts.
Well, there's that as well.
That's something I enjoy about the. You know, I used to play baseball.
Did you? Were you good?
I accomplished second base.
Second base feels important.
Yes.
They stuck me in right field.
Yeah, well, that's where they put the gay kids.
I was in the back.
Yeah.
I was in the back picking flowers and singing "If" by Janet Jackson to myself. That was
that's so funny you say that because a lot of my formative sports experiences had to do with keeping pop ladies in my mind while I was doing the sport. So yes, that's true.
It's just if you were wondering. Yes, you're born with it. Yes. We didn't know what was going on, but all we knew is that we didn't want to be on a baseball diamond. We didn't want to be hitting. We didn't want to be.
But I think because I was exposed to it so much, athletes really are my type.
Oh, okay.
I'm into guys who are like I get it.
Okay, I mean, yes, I see there are pros there, but then if you were with an athlete, you'd have to go to all the games.
I lived it so long that that's a normal day. That's normal.
You'd be fine if you were with someone who's every.
I mean, we talked a little bit off air, and we won't want to get into touch with it. But I would be a great football wife.
Okay, well, if that's
basketball players are really mostly my type because I love a big shoulder moment, but a lean waist moment. But and football players can be big and beefy, but that can be hot too. But yeah, I would say I would be a basketball wife.
Okay, well, if that's the future for you,
I'm guys, if you know any professional basketball players,
right? Maybe you're the person for them.
Yeah.
But yes, so now we are. What else did I do this weekend? Anything crazy? I don't think anything too exciting. On Saturday, what did I even do? Oh, we went to our friend Joe and Tim's house. And also, I watched a show that we'll get into a little bit later as a part of my Giving Me Moments. But we watched a show that had been on for a very long time, but we finally got around to it and we finished the entire season. And it was lovely. But we also went over to our friend Joe and Tim's, who you've met. You saw them at the Traders Party.
Yes.
And so we hadn't seen them for a long
They
time.
saw me at the Traders Party.
As the winner of the Traders Party, that was, something that they will never forget.
Yes.
None of us ever will. But yeah, so that was very fun. And it was so good to see them. It had been a minute because Tim had been studying for this exam that he's an interior designer and was getting a certain certification. And so we hadn't been able to see him for a long time. So it was good just to catch up, see each other. And then we kind of just sat around watching music videos as gay guys are wont to do. And we landed on
beautiful.
So many good ones. We landed on We landed on Alanis Morissette, obviously, as I mentioned. We were watching Toni Braxton. He Wasn't Man Enough for Me.
That's, I think, her best video.
I mean, an incredible video. A video that, unbelievable, so gorgeous, and a dance break that I think is even now going viral on TikTok as we speak.
The kids are recreating it. Let me tell you something. My cousin Owen is a big Burna Boy fan, and I'm going with him and his girlfriend to see Burna Boy in Washington D.C. in December.
Okay.
He didn't know that the Burna Boy hit is a sample of "He Wasn't Man Enough for Me."
I didn't know Burna Boy had a hit. That was
Burna Boy's it's a big hit. It's called Last, and I was like, I have failed you, my young cousin. Because do you guys ever have that when somebody in your life doesn't understand a reference and you're like,
right,
what have I done wrong here?
I know. At some point it's like, yeah, no, we want you to be on the same page. You should be enjoying the brilliance of this.
He Wasn't Man Enough for Me is, to me, a perfect pop R&B song.
Absolutely. Yeah. And also, speaking of perfect pop R&B songs, an artist that's going to come up a little bit later, but Brandy over.
We have to talk.
We were talking about.
That's another Burna Boy sample.
It was sitting up in my room. Does he sample that?
Yes.
What is Burna Boy doing? Is he our age?
Well, that's why I don't know why you don't know him. But he's a male. He's a male artist.
I don't. Unless it's Bruno Mars, unless it is Craig David, I'm not interested in a man.
He's
I'm
really
sorry.
not your type.
Oh well, there you go. Well, we love everybody. Hope Burna Boy's having a lovely day. And then today I did a little bit of, obviously we were prepping for you being on the podcast, but also we were putting up an umbrella that's going to be going in the backyard over our table out there because, the sun can beat down on you in California. And
sure can.
We put up the floating shelves that are in the bathroom. So even though we had the... we had a moment of a housewarming kind of party for Jackson's 40th. We had a few areas that still needed to be spruced up, and the umbrella being up and the floating shelves. It's starting out to feel like a home. A house is not a home until you have a floating shelf.
Well, I think this place is really great.
Oh,
and I think it already looks very much like a home.
Oh, that's so kind.
I love it. I have nothing but glowing things to say.
That's so nice. Okay, so should we jump into the news for idiots? Okay, let's definitely do it. And it's so wild to me that this is our top story in the year of 2025, but Kevin Federline. A name you never thought you'd hear again if you're a pop culture fan, but he released a book over the past week, I guess, and he has told us a lot about his relationship with Britney and how the parenting was going, and it was wild. It's just, apparently, there's a lot of back and forth going. Britney has taken to her Instagram and responded a bit to this, but he revealed that he is still struggling financially despite receiving $40,000 a month in child support from Britney Spears.
Which makes you wonder how those numbers work.
It's like you just wonder how we got here. Like, how do you go through $40,000 a month and feel like, yeah, it's still a struggle? I don't fully understand.
Well, he was always going to write this book. He's been cashing in on her for 20 years.
It's true.
And the child support just ran out. So that's why the timing, when people ask why it's now, that's particularly, it's not a coincidence.
Yes, it's true.
This man is an opportunist and a no talent.
Yes. Oh, well, now we've said it. Opportunist and no talent sounds exactly right.
Well, and yes, I'm sure at some point in his life he looked good naked, and that's why she kept him around. But that's what he was, and that's why you don't marry that guy. You just bang him.
And he also responded to Sam Asghari, who is Britney Spears' second husband, who called him a professional father. He said, with news from Kevin's book bringing, once again, this is from the Spears team, sorry. With news of Kevin's book breaking, once again, he and others are profiting off of her. And sadly, it comes after child support has ended with Kevin. All she cares about are her kids, Sean Preston and Jaden James, and their well-being. During this sensationalism, she detailed her journey in her memoir, which is beautiful. It's just, to me, I don't know. I feel like, is this back and forth that like he is starting up with this book? Like, is it worth it for your kids? Like, your kids,
Oh, he doesn't care about that.
Like, why wouldn't you though? I feel like the priority should be the children.
That's what happens in these divorces and in these situations is that oftentimes both parties sort of act as though, oh, I just care about the kids, but they're really just getting back at each other. And I think anybody with divorced parents or whose parents didn't end on a great note, I wouldn't know anything about that from experience. Know that it's like even if they didn't plan to, there's manipulation involved involving the kids. With Kevin Federline specifically, yes, we know he doesn't have any other talent. So this is how he's going to grab money. I do think Sam has been a lot classier in the way that he's spoken about 100%. Brittany during their times. And I think he was with her for an even more tumultuous time than Kevin was. I don't understand how writing a book about your marriage and painting your ex as someone who's so dysfunctional and he makes wild accusations here. He says she drank while she was pregnant and that she did cocaine while she was breastfeeding and all these things. And then, he was doing all of this when they were still together.
Right.
Now, she writes in her book about he was totally absent and during her pregnancy and essentially that he was opportunistic from the jump. Now, here's the other side of it, is that I don't think Brittany is ever helping herself. And whether it's the social media posts or getting with him to begin with, I have a lot of love for that woman, but she is quite self-sabotaging.
But the thing I didn't think her written response to him was so bad. There was only a part of it that made me a little confused where she's like, I bet his book will sell loads more than mine. I'm like, Brittany, I promise it won't. I promise it won't. That's not going to happen. But it did seem like, she was trying her best to be like, this is sensationalism. People have been coming after me like my father for this amount of time. It was sad reading the details of like her current status of her relationship with her kids. That made me a little upset.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just is like, I realize he's now at the point where like he needs to make his own money after the child support has run out. But like, I hope that he can find healthier ways of doing that. And especially like, I hope that this is just putting the kids in the middle and putting them in a bad spot. And I just don't think anybody wins in a situation like this. And it's so upsetting that we're still having to talk about Kevin Federline because he's on a book tour. And I think that tour will be over this time next week. And so we love that. Can't wait, actually.
That's a great point.
I just want something else. I want something else for the kids, for Brittany, even for him. It's like, even I think on the back of the book, he refers to himself as a pop culture icon, or like the editor or the publisher did. I'm like, I mean, we're really playing fast and loose with our verbiage today. So I don't know. It was upsetting that this happened, but I'm glad that I don't imagine we'll be hearing a lot more about it.
No, that's true. And that's something that I hope Brittany knows too.
Yes. Okay. Secondly, since we're talking about other artists, beginning with B, who came out in the 90s, Miss Brandy. Brandy and Monica kicked off their Boy Is Mine tour in Cincinnati on October 16th. And then they went to Chicago. And that concert, I think it was their second stop, ended very abruptly. At the Chicago's United Center. It was ended early without giving any fans any explanation. Give me 1 second, y'all, Brandy said while walking off stage mid-performance. And then afterwards, I understand that Monica came back on and sang a couple of songs like For You I Will. But people
they usually close with The Boy Is Mine together.
You'd think on the Boy Is Mine tour, the audience is going to hear The Boy Is Mine, but unfortunately that did not happen. It kind of seemed like, okay, there are tech issues that are sabotaging all of this, but Brandy took to her social media today and basically said, I was severely dehydrated. The medic back here advised me essentially not to go back or not to go on stage in the first place.
She said she felt like she was going to faint. Yes. She was going to pass out.
Yes, she did. So she said she sincerely apologizes for the abrupt end to last night's performance in Chicago. After weeks of nonstop rehearsals, last night I experienced dehydration and feelings of wanting to faint. Everyone involved agreed that prioritizing my well-being was of the utmost importance. It goes on for a while, but like, I'm glad that we are taking her, health into account. That is what we need to be focused on. Of course, you want the best show possible. You want everyone to get what they paid for. And like, I'm glad she came out and apologized and highlighted, this is exactly what went wrong last night. But it's still like, I don't know. Of course, I would be upset, but I also we need to remember that these performers are people. And yes, you got the ticket and you wanted this wonderful evening and maybe it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. But also, I want Brandy to be okay.
Well, so this is this hit my. I was like, my algorithm would be broken if this wasn't hitting it
Right,
all night,
of course.
because I joked to you earlier today that I am of the gay men of a particular generation where I think these women are my social peers.
Right, you
I
guys
think
are-
of them. Now, but what happens, and I've noticed this with Mariah too, the way that people comment on, we just talked about Britney, the way that people comment on women and what's going on with them behind the scenes is so much more condescending than it ever is with the problematic men who are like drunk or fucking like just
Right.
being babies. And then suddenly everyone's a PR expert on Threads and TikTok. And they're saying, oh, Brandy should fire her publicist. What do you know about that? But also it's and then this gets into people. Everyone likes to do we paid good money for this. If you can't afford those tickets, were expensive. I look at the boys.
I keep looking.
You know
at
what?
them.
Those women deserve all that. By the way, Kelly Rowland is on that tour.
Yes.
By the way, I would pay that money for just Kelly Rowland.
Totally.
But don't buy tickets if you can't go. And guess what? When you're performing is so physical, and look, like, it's not like Brandy's an old lady, but like she's, like if she feels like she's gonna pass out, let's not force Brandy on stage
Exactly.
so that she's gonna collapse. Like,
right.
And then there were people who were saying, oh, that was an excuse. She just didn't like the audio. She was just being a diva. And then they even brought into like, well, Brandy has a history of not being honest. And it's like, just relax.
Whoa.
I love the people in your comments are really sweet and amazing, but the people in general on social media, it's like suddenly they feel so owed by Brandy.
Yeah.
And it's like, at what point, like, this is a beautiful moment. These are two women who used to have a rivalry,
Yes,
who are
a
coming
very-
together as sister. Brandy thanked Monica for coming out and closing it. By the way, so Monica to
Of
be
course.
like, I got it.
Yes.
I'll close it out. By the way, people I would like to be in a crisis situation with. You would be great.
Oh, thank you.
Monica's another one.
Yes.
Not only would I think she would rise to the occasion like she did last night, she probably has a gun. And, well, Gunica, right? That's what they call her.
Lord.
But the point is, no, I mean that's she's a proud gun owner. But the point is that I loved. To me, the story was Brandy was not feeling good. Like, and by the way, if you were out with friends and someone was like, I feel like I might go down, you would say, hun, go home. I'll take care of the rest of the night.
Right,
That's what
exactly.
Monica did. And that's the beautiful story to me. All these folks reading into, I paid this amount of money and I didn't get to hear the boys' money. Go home.
Right. It's just like, yes, I would be disappointed too. I understand getting upset and like XYZ. And like, yes, those are expensive tickets. I keep looking on StubHub. I keep refreshing. And I'm like, is it going to be enough for me to go? Like, is it going to be low enough for me to go? And like that, I never really am sure about. But I would like to. But if I was there and it didn't happen the way that I wanted to, the way that they wanted to, like, they're not happy that this is happening either. They're doing the best they can with what they got. And like, if it didn't turn out the way people were imagining that they were imagining, we all have to just go in, be happy with what we can get, and be like, okay, at least everyone is safe and happy and healthy, because at the end of the day, that's what's the most important. I still got to see a lot of great performances.
That's
you got
it.
to see Monica do her thing from top to bottom. Like, there are good things. There are nights where like something like this happens, and hopefully next time the rest of the tour will go off without a hitch, because I mean, it is like, you look up what they went through with that song and how they were pitted against each other. The fact that they're coming together on this beautiful tour, like, I'm happy about it. I just am excited.
Didn't Madonna have fans that tried to sue her for being late? Like, this is the
Yes,
type
I
of thing
think
that I'm
so.
like, you people shouldn't be allowed to go to the show if you're going to act like that. And by the way, as a comedian, I do crowd work. I deal with rowdy audiences. The star's in charge. The audience isn't in charge. The star's in charge. So that's how these shows
People
work.
forget that though, because of social media and being
Exactly.
able to leave
They
your
think
comments.
they're the boss.
Right.
It's not true.
So yes, prayers up for Brandy. We only want good things for her, for
and
Monica.
I love that their relationship is in a good place, and I love seeing them supporting each other.
Yes, and speaking of ladies on tour and whether their relationships are in a good place, Danity Kane, which again, I threatened last week to turn this into a Danity Kane Updates podcast.
Well, this is the biggest Danity Kane fan I know.
I mean, I just love them. I watched them making the band 3 the whole way through.
Damaged is your theme song.
Oh,
it plays when you walk in a room.
It's a perfect song, and it's played for when I walk in a room for a reason. But I have to critique my girls tonight. And I don't often do that, but like, guys,
we're being fair.
The fact that you've not just announced this tour, but you're now offering tickets to said tour, telling us to buy tickets for this show, knowing that there are 3 of you that are going to be there and 2 of you that are not. And we don't know who's going to be there and who is not.
You can't tell from the back?
I can't tell from the shadows that are in I just truly cannot tell. And I am upset about it. And I just am like, I want to support you. But like, I am already sad that Dawn has said she's not going to be there. I love fucking Dawn. Like,
so we know Dawn's out.
Dawn is out according to her.
She was in Diddy Dirty Money.
She was.
Okay.
She was the one who took the stand in the trial. So,
okay.
Yes, exactly.
Dawn's had a lot
Dawn's had a lot going on. But like, yes.
Do you think she and the girls don't get along?
I think there are there's so much infighting in this group.
Well, that's why you can't make a band.
I mean, but it's beyond make a band. Like, it was like what Diddy and Bad Boy did was like purposefully push them against each other. You know what I mean? Like, that was a way for them to keep control over them. Was like, well, if these girls,
that's very him.
Yes, if these girls don't get along, like, they're never going to, rise up.
And what
against
a microcosm for how the music industry works in general for so long.
100%. So
Brandy and Monica.
And Monica. Mariah and Whitney, before they even met, they were being pit against each other. But yeah, so I want to go. I want to support. I need to know the lineup. I'm sad Dawn's not in it.
Where are they playing in LA?
I need to look that up. I don't know.
I'm curious the size of venues.
Apparently, they've already sold out in San Francisco. People are buying VIP meet and greet tickets, and they don't know who they're meeting and greeting. Well, like, what is going on? I need to know the lineup.
And I don't mean this as shade at all, but like, I didn't know that Danity Kane was like that popular.
There are people my exact age.
I'm, again, very much younger.
Not very much, but like, there is a loud, strong group of us that are like, these are the girls. They deserved everything. As far as like girl groups post Destiny's Child, I'm from the US. I cannot think of a group that I'd rather see. Like, Pussycat Dolls were bigger, but like, there
haven't been many.
There haven't been many, but like, between that and like, we love everybody, a Fifth Harmony. Oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm picking Danity Kane every time. Like, there's
some generational biases.
Yes, but
I'm not trying to discredit Danity Kane, but I think the fact that we were high school seniors when all of that happened probably there's a nostalgia value. Now, who do you think the 3 are?
I think it's definitely Aubrey. I believe Andrea is there. The 3rd spot is really my question mark. I think it's either D Woods or Shannon, obviously, because Dawn said they're not going. And if it's Shannon, it would be such a bad look to have the 3 girls be the 3 white girls in the group.
I was you know what I'm saying? In my head.
It's just not optically.
And Aubrey's a definite because how do we know?
Because I mean, honestly, I would have said Dawn was a definite 2 before now, but Aubrey like does everything Danity Kane. Like, she's the little engine of that thing. Like,
she seems to be the most like one that's gotten the most publicity.
She's definitely on people's TV screens a lot more than some of the others.
Donald Trump Jr. relationship didn't like that.
Didn't like that either. No, but yes. So I imagine Aubrey is there and is going to be the centerpiece. I imagine Andrea is there, and I would love it because she's not been a part of the last album they did. She wasn't on it, and she's like, in my opinion, one of the best vocalists in the group. Shannon's a great dancer, but D Woods I would rather see, honestly, because it would look weird to see 3 white girls representing this mixed girl group. Like, it would be weird for me.
Yes.
So I need you to announce who's on the lineup before I buy a ticket, which I don't think is a lot to ask.
No, but do you think it's one of those situations where like they booked the tour out and then somebody dropped out and they're...
I think it's a part of the mystery. Like, they're like, ooh, this will be promotional. They don't know which.
Oh,
so
that's weird.
It's weird. I think that's why Dawn came out and was like, I'm not on this, because it's like she didn't want her fans buying tickets to this thing, and then she's not in the lineup. Like, I think it's more like they're just trying to up the anticipation.
This entire conversation, all I keep thinking is, this is for my ladies in the 280s, Mercedes, and the say oh. It's a good song.
It's a great song. They had many a great song, guys. So again, I promise not to make this a Danity Kane podcast, but maybe I will. In more pop lady news, Olivia Rodrigo has announced that she is splitting from her management. Aline and Zach are no longer her managers. She's apparently not actively looking for another manager, but instead she is forming her own executive team as she prepares for her third studio album.
What do you make of this?
I don't really know what that means. I assume it just means she's hiring people in-house and everyone's going to be on a payroll and like their full-time job will be managing Olivia Rodrigo.
As opposed to being with a big management firm that hires other, or works with other artists.
Where she's like one of people on a roster. I think that's fine if that's how she wants to do it. I think that's great. I also remember that she was very like, giving to the people on her tour. Like she got them free therapy and like all this stuff. So I think she would be a great boss. But I more am excited about, okay, we're cleaning house. We're getting ready for this third album release. Like I just have a feeling in my heart that we're at the top of the year, like Q1 2026, getting a new Olivia Rodrigo album. And I'm a fan. Me, much like Monroe Cannon,
yes.
I'm a big Olivia fan.
When was the last album? Last year? Last year?
I think maybe 2 years ago now. Like I almost think it was
Vampire was the single,
yes,
right?
And Guts was the album.
I thought it was early 24, but I think
it might be 2023. Which
because the first one was 21.
It was, and I think she was on like a 2 year album release cycle. Which,
I think
makes sense.
Olivia has really good taste in artists that came before her. I think she's very eclectic taste. I saw her perform when Sheryl Crow got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and she did "If It Makes You Happy" with Sheryl Crow, and they were so cute together.
Yeah,
and I feel
you're a Sheryl Crow.
I'm a huge Sheryl Crow guy, and that was the one where Sheryl Crow was like, and okay, I still get stoned. And Olivia Rodrigo's like, this older chick is cool. But I think she has reverence. 100%. And the other thing that Olivia Rodrigo has a good sense of, to me, is political sensibilities. I think she's been very outspoken.
She's very outspoken.
And so she's one of the up-and-coming girls that I just feel like, trust your gut, hon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and the company you keep at that stage in your career, like there are so many people who take advantage of younger, particularly women artists.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like the more that she takes control over the people around her, the better. Right?
Yes, yeah. I completely agree. I also, as much as I loved Guts and think Vampire was a perfect single, I think that the rollout of that album was a little odd. Like I was like, why don't I know for sure what the third single from this album is?
I didn't know what the second one was.
This is what I'm saying. Like Bad Idea, Right is great, and Get Him Back is like an incredible song that should have gotten a huge push, and I just don't feel like it really did. So maybe this new management, this new in-house, thing she's putting together will be a little bit more clear-headed about like because you know how I feel about singles. Like
we both love a good rollout. You know what lives in my head rent-free though? But today I drove through the suburbs.
You mean her first single?
Yes! It's
a great
her most
song.
identifiable one.
I think Vampire is up there now, and good for you, people love.
But today I drove through the suburbs.
Yes, you did. Olivia did. And that is also a great song. A great debut. It's wild that was her first single, but good for her. Another update from a past podcast where we discussed these people ad nauseum for weeks for some reason, but former GMA host Amy Robach and TJ Holmes are now engaged. These are the two people who were on GMA, and they essentially were fired because they were cheating on their spouses with each other, and it came out, and it became such a hot topic to be discussed that it took away from I guess the GMA of it all. And so they were I believe they have a podcast now where they discuss the ups and downs of their relationships and maybe news, I don't know, but yeah, apparently they're to be wed. So
I think that this story, even though I didn't follow it closely as it happened, is very much in my wheelhouse because there's such a hypocrisy to first of all, who were they fired by? Disney, who also just capitulated to Trump and tried to take Kimmel off the air.
Yes.
To pretend that, our moral high ground is shaken by these two people. Guess what? People fall in love at work all the time and marriages fall apart all the time. I don't know these two, and they might have been dirtbags. But what's interesting to me is they're engaged. So and this was 2 years ago that it happened.
That's true.
It's not like people have affairs at work all the time. They're togethering.
That's
you
true.
Know what I mean? So
togethering.
it's yes, we could vilify them, but it's well, it sounds like they're supposed to be they're doing it. So to me, I'm more mad at like the corporate hypocrisy of it all. Like,
I mean,
we're going to take them off the air. That's not what Good Morning America stands for.
Especially after the Jimmy Kimmel of it all. It makes it look more ridiculous.
And Matt Lauer on Today and all of these dirtbags they've had in front of us all of this time.
Well, he got fired. Pretty quickly.
Yes, well, but not soon enough. I mean, I'm just saying that maybe these guys suck, but it sounds like they're still together, so okay.
Right. It's nice that they're still together. I don't remember my exact feelings, but I just remember feeling like I wish I knew less about the relationship. I feel like that was more my
I bet
issue.
they wish we knew less about the relationship.
But if they did, they would not have a podcast together discussing their relationship.
Yeah, but I guess they got fired, so that's what you do when you get fired for being in a relationship.
You sound like Kevin Federline. It's like, I gotta make money one way or another.
Yeah, but they're not making money off somebody. Who are they making money off of? That's not the same thing at all. Kevin Federline is making money off of Britney Spears, who's the real earner. They're like, well, we don't have our job anymore. Right. Why don't we? This is what you do when you get fired from daytime: is you launch a podcast. Hey, guess what? We're on a podcast.
That's true. But I don't. Even if I don't love them, I agree with you.
Maybe they are terrible and insufferable, but it sounds like they're walking the walk.
It's nice that they're getting. I hope they have a lovely life together. I won't tune into said podcast. No, I don't need to follow up. But
they're both kind of cute.
Yes, I hope they're well. Yeah. I hope all is well in the neighborhood.
Look, also like. As unfortunate it is when marriages end and there's infidelity involved, when people then find another partner who they partner with, I don't feel like that. Like that's sometimes marriages run their course.
They do, but you could have the conversation. Like you could sit down with your partner and be like, this marriage has run its course.
Life is messy.
Let's discuss that.
Life is messy.
Sure, but I think they both had kids. Like I get why it was messy for their families. Like I'm not saying like their partners and children should be like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I wish them all the best. Absolutely.
I was not expecting to take their side, but then I did.
Your team, TJ and Amy.
Not that.
You're just unexpected. You never know. I think that's beautiful.
I think the older I get, the more I appreciate that life is messy.
Yeah, I believe it's messy.
Yeah.
I also think we're all adults. Let's have conversations.
That's very Matt Palmer.
I'm all about a conversation. We're on a podcast.
Yes.
We're talking.
You're very grown.
Yay. I believe they are too, and I wish them well. Red, White, Royal Blue has now a Red, White, Royal Wedding. This was the Amazon rom-com that came out a couple of years ago. It was a gay movie.
Yes.
I love a gay movie.
You do.
When they're good. And this is... A thing that shocked me the most about this was like we're announcing like, oh, there's a director attached and like, oh, things are coming down the pipeline. We've settled on a script. I'm like, wait, this movie hasn't been shot yet? Like, I feel like so many sequels get made so quickly. Why do the ones that I want to see take so fucking long? Like, apparently they're supposedly shooting this top of next year. If this isn't out by December 2026, I'm going to be mad.
Well, what I'm going to say to that is I think it speaks to the anticipation for it and the excitement for it that they're announcing it in this way.
Yes.
Usually when something gets rushed out quickly, like, for example, my favorite television show of all time is Lisa Kudrow's The Comeback.
Of course.
It's being brought back after 10 years from the second season, which was 10 years after the first season, and they announced it's for 2026. They haven't started shooting yet, but I'm like, I have something to live for. You guys, I have something to get through 2025. It means there's a huge following for it. Now, I didn't see the Red, White, and Royal Blue. It's good. So, because there wouldn't be a sequel if people didn't feel strongly about it.
Yes.
And I just, sometimes I do get in my feelings when I see a good gay love story, and I'm like, we didn't get to have this. I was a wreck after Call Me by Your Name, and some recent examples that aren't coming to mind, but like, so you think I'd like this?
I think it's absolutely adorable, and like, it's not like the deepest thing in the world, but it's like
a rom-com.
It feels like a rom-com, and like, I absolutely recommend it.
We get to have this,
and it's going to be nice for you. It's going to come up for you a little bit later and give me moments, but like, there's nothing better than like watching something. Even though people watched it years ago because like, oh, guess what? The next season of it's about to come out. Or like the sequel's about to come out. It's like, oh, great. I don't have to wait long at all. So you should wait until they announce a date, watch it the weekend before, and then you'll have part 2 ready for you.
Gorgeous. Well, and this is not a gay movie, but I loved Freaky Friday 2.
Oh, I didn't see it.
It's so good. I cried 3 times.
Did you really?
Yes.
I love that.
Well, first of all, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are magic together. I know this isn't part of our list, so I'll be very quick.
No, it's
but
fine.
Lindsay, we watched her go through
hell.
Like, I really never thought she'd be fixed.
I didn't either.
She's closer to age to you,
Oh
but she's
my
a
God.
few years older than me. I think of her as an older sister.
Yes.
Like, and she's an Irish girl. I'm an Irish girl.
Yeah.
And to see her in her late 30s as a mom, and she has so the music was a big part of the first one. She has a song that she writes about her daughter in the movie. I listen to it all the time, you guys. I listen to it all. It's gonna be on my Spotify top. But anyway, here's the thing. So I'm really a big fan of. Like, it doesn't have to, just because it's like lighthearted, like it can be like sequels to movies like this that like catch on, like they can be really special.
Absolutely.
And so I assume they end up what do you think's going to happen? If they ended up together in the first one.
Well, it's called Red, White, and Royal Wedding, so I think they get married.
They're going to get married.
I think they're getting married, which
it's going to be that or they have a kid.
Right, exactly. So I think it's a wedding. And like, I have wanted a lot of gay shit to have a part 2, to have a sequel, and it never happened. So I guess I should be counting my lucky stars.
What are the other gay stories that we've gotten? Well,
Fire Island came out. That was a big hit.
Okay.
I liked Bros a lot, even though a lot of people didn't like it. That was the Billy Eichner movie.
yes, I saw that.
Oh, I liked that one a lot.
The guy who plays love interest was
that guy. Luke.
He's in Luke
McFarlane.
There we go.
Us knowing our
Teamwork
hot
makes the
guys.
dream work.
So yes, no, I like that movie a lot. But I feel like, especially in this, I hate to bring it down, but in this administration's time, I feel like the industry has turned their back on marginalized voices a little bit. Like, I feel like so many people are like,
really good time for my special to come out.
Hey, you're bucking the trend.
That's right.
There aren't a lot of people.
Middle fingers up to this administration, baby.
I mean, you and I both. So yes, the fact that
this could be good for us actually in the long run.
Yeah, because then people can just
not on trend.
People will watch Red, White, Royal.
By the way, we spent the first 30x years of our lives not on trend. You think we're gonna be scared now?
I know, but I want to get back. I want everyone to love us again.
It was, to me, honestly, I have to say, unsettling when we were on trend. When all of the leaning into us was, we knew it at the time that it was performative.
I mean,
when it was like, what's the vodka? Absolute Pride. It's like, yes, because we're all alcoholics.
The corporations were tough.
Yes.
Like the corporate pride.
And they
of it
took it away right away.
They really did. So I'm
them.
excited this is coming out. I guess I should count my lucky stars. I hope it has a 2026 release date, but in a world that I am waiting possibly up to 5 years for a new Chappell Roan record, I need more things to look forward to in the near term. Because she was like, it took me 5 years to write the first one. It might take me another 5 to write the next. I'm like, Chappell, get on it.
Okay, in the smallest amount of time, because we have other stuff to get to, remind me why why I don't need to be mad at Chappell Roan anymore.
Because the music is excellent, and I think what she did, as far as the Kamala of it all, wasn't great. It wasn't great.
I was really mad about it.
It was not good, but I think she did say she voted for Kamala. She
okay,
publicly said
all
that.
right,
and so
that's good.
And honestly, and I mean, nobody's perfect, and I'd rather you be too left than Trump. You know what I mean? If those are our options, I think that's the one to pick.
I'm still mad at Jill Stein voters, and I always will be.
Well, Jill Stein's on different.
Well, and that's sort of what I thought she was encouraging people to do.
She voted for Kamala.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Just
I'm glad to know. We need to talk about this.
I can't get into Jill Stein, but
no, I know. That's a left turn, you guys.
I feel like since Matt Steele's not here, we've got to represent the Broadway news of the week, the two of us, even though we're not
let's do it.
I'm a bit of more of a Broadway girl than you are, but the Merrily We Roll Along trailer, and this was the live pro shot of the Tony Award-winning musical starring Dana Radcliffe, Jonathan Groff, and Lindsay Mendez.
So it's not a movie. They shot the stage show.
But the confusing thing, they are also making a movie of this same show starring Ben Platt. Is it Paul Mescal? And oh gosh, what's her name? The girl who used to be in the musical and Leah Michele replaced her. She's on Only Murders in the Building this year. I want to say her name starts with B. I'm sure someone will say it in the comments in a minute.
So both are coming out.
Both are coming out, but this one's coming out much sooner. It's going to take them like 40 years to film the movie. Okay. It's like a Boyhood situation where they're going to film it every like 15 years or whatever. But yeah, so the pro shot of this Broadway show is coming out December 5th. And I just want to say I'm really excited. I'm not like always about a Stephen Sondheim musical, but like that show, and even just seeing the three of them in press for the show, they clearly have such great chemistry and are so funny together. And it's about like the friendships growing older. Like I feel like there's so Beanie Feldstein. Thank you so much. That was the name I was trying to get.
And she's the sister of Jonah Hill.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe that's right. But yes, so this, I've seen clips of them performing this. We actually just watched, after watching the trailer for the movie, Jackson and I watched them perform on Stephen Colbert, and they just like inhabit these roles. And I feel like shows about friendship need to be more promoted. We need more of them. I feel like so much emphasis is put on romantic love, but like having friends throughout your entire life and the ups and downs that come with that.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
It's just as important. Like this is just as strong of love, and a lot of times a much longer period of time.
Story of my life.
And it's just, I'm excited to see it. Maybe I'm a little Sondheim kid in my core, because I saw that trailer and I was over the moon. The moon.
And I do think it's a shame that Steele isn't here this week to talk about this, because this feels very much like him. But I completely agree. My romantic life has been informed by the fact that I have such good friendships, present company included, that I don't feel desperate for a husband. And so I think, there should be more art about that, because there are so many romantic relationships that are developed for the wrong reasons, or end horribly, or it's the GMA people or whatever.
Right.
And I love that that's what this is about. That's awesome.
Yes.
Now that makes me interested.
Yes, I can't wait. So December 5th, it will be hitting theaters. And also, like, I feel like we've discussed on this show how Broadway specifically is so hard, especially as ticket prices go up and up. Like that Othello play that Denzel was in with Jake Gyllenhaal, those tickets were like thousands and thousands.
Were either
of
them nude in it?
I don't believe so.
Well, then what are we doing here? Because that Jesse Williams was nude on Broadway. I'd pay thousands of dollars for that.
Baseball play, I think. He was a baseballer in that. Another sports guy for you.
Apparently, it was worth the cost of admission.
So yes, I am very excited for this film, and like I just like the idea of more people being able to see these shows. When a lot of times it's like, if you're not in New York City, if you are not in this tax bracket, you're not going to see it.
I saw Wicked when it was originally, like when it came like back in the day, and then I forgot how much I liked it, and then on a plane I got to see the movie, and I was like, wasn't this nice?
It is
and
nice.
it's like, it's nice to see the adaptation.
It is nice. Yeah. It is nice. So yeah, the pro shot's coming, the adaptation's coming in a couple decades, and I can't wait. You see Charlie Puth's having a kid.
With who?
His wife.
I didn't know he was married.
Now you know.
What do you make of this?
Great.
He's a man. I don't know why you'd bring up you don't care about male artists.
I mean, I saw it was news. He has a new single called Changes. Apparently he announces the fact that, he and his wife are having a kid within the music
video. He puts
video.
the razor in his eyebrows.
I think, yeah. I don't know if he still does, but he did.
That was the thing for a while.
You didn't like it? You're giving me a face like you didn't like
Well, I think I could see myself doing it, but then again, I wonder if, how like people who did overpluck their eyebrows, they couldn't get them back after the...
So you'd be scared, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's also kind of like what are you doing that for? He also showed his butt for no reason. I've done that too. But
when was that?
Just for attention online. I don't know. And he's the one that has the You Just Want Attention song. I've never known what to make of him. I hated the When I See You Again song.
Oh, that song. The thing is, he has a bunch of songs that I don't like. I will say that Attention song is great.
Attention song is great. I do like that. Really good. He's the type of guy who I'd be like, I can't tell if I can't stand you or if we'd hook up.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he has having a baby. So
do you have an opinion either way?
He looks cute. He looks fine. I mean, I'm not like, yeah, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, Charlie Puth.
Right.
But like, yeah, he looks fine. I hope he's well. And congratulations to them.
Well, I bet he's glad we covered it.
I bet he is. His new album, Whatever's Clever, ! Drops March 6th.
That's nice.
On Atlantic Records. Okay. Lastly, in very sad news that I believe you probably all have heard about because it was a very, discussed topic this week. D'Angelo passed away at 51. And I just have to say, I remember Brown Sugar, obviously Untitled, obviously his duet with Lauryn Hill on Miseducation, Lady. Like, when you think about the neo-soul movement of like the mid to late 90s, there's no world in which you don't think about the artistry of D'Angelo. And like, he's made so much incredible music since then. I haven't been as plugged into his music, in fairness, since then, but it just was like, it was like a sound from the 70s that, you know, I feel like every 20 years we like harken back a 20 years ago kind of feeling. And he was a part of bringing that sound to the 90s, but it never felt artificial. It
felt very modern as he was doing it. It felt very, I mean, he definitely shaped what part of what 90s are. You know, I might not look like it, you guys, but I am R&B is my favorite music.
Absolutely.
And I remember being exposed to D'Angelo as like a white kid from the suburbs of Massachusetts, being like, it was like soul was like I was getting like injected with it with listening to those records, Brown Sugar. And then everyone, you know, obviously there was definitely a sexual awakening going on with the Untitled. How does it feel for everyone, even straight men?
Yeah, anyone
saw that
with
video.
eyes. Yeah.
I was lucky enough to see D'Angelo live. He put out his last album came out in 2014 or 2015. He toured in 2015. I saw him. Well, I think it was Staples Center.
Wow.
And he was, you know, he had struggles. He passed from cancer, so it wasn't a drug situation or anything like that. But he had come back from whatever he had been struggling with. You know, Angie Stone, who he had a child with, passed away earlier this year as well. It's shocking that they both died the same year. I felt so lucky to have seen him because it felt like, you know, while I didn't get to see him during those prime years, I still got to see him live, and he was so good.
I love it.
And I think he did Untitled How Does It Feel for like 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was just so that hurt. That was very sad. It's very, you know, it's very surreal the longer that we live to lose these like titans of music.
But it's also like he and Angie Stone were not that old. Like,
no, they were 51.
Devastated about Diane Keaton, even though she was, but it's like, at least you can kind of wrap your head around a little bit, but like fucking cancer, man. And like 51, it's just not, you don't think that this is going to happen to someone of that age and like someone that you saw in your childhood, and like to have these memories be connected to a person that like, oh, he's no longer here. And he was so like the young torchbearer.
Oh, and like the stallion.
I mean, a gorgeous guy. But it just was really, really sad. And he will be very missed. And I don't know. I don't have really anything else to say except listen to his discography. I started listening to Brown Sugar this past week, and I don't think I ever heard the 2014 album, so maybe I should dive into that.
Oh, it's great. I think it's Black Messiah. It's really there's some vibes on there, and you know, just when you lose a parent at a younger age than you're expecting, it shifted for me. Like my dad died at 59. It was out of nowhere, and I don't expect, like, it stopped like this, like, oh, I'm gonna live into my mid to late 80s. Like, no, I could be lights out tomorrow, and that's a scary thing and that's a sad thing. But what it did to me was say, oh, if whatever I want to get done, do it now. And that's the best thing you can take away from this is celebrate the work that they did when they were here and do what you need to do because you don't know how long you have.
It's true.
It can be a sad thing, but it can be an uplifting thing.
Yes, no, it's uplifting, absolutely. But he'll be missed. I'm just like his friends and family and people close to him. We are sending
beautiful man.
Nothing but love. Absolutely. Anything else you would like to tell the people before we take our quick break?
No, you know, well, so it's a break. We're not going away.
We're not going away.
That's okay. We can take a break.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break and then be back with more 2K Mats, the podcast.
Yay.
Hello, we're back for part 2 of the podcast. And guys, thank you so much for listening and or watching the podcast. If you enjoy us, please go to your Apple Podcasts or your Spotify. Leave us a 5-star rating or review. We do only accept 5 stars, so if you have something negative, say you can what? Keep it to yourself. And also, we have a Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/2Kmats, you can get extra bonus content from us very often, including, you know, our unedited reaction to that new Taylor album, our reaction to Mariah's Here for It All. It's a lot of great stuff on the Patreon. You can join the Discord, hang out with friends you haven't met yet. It's the place to be. And Rory James, we are now on to a section of the podcast entitled Email My Heart.
Okay.
We answer some emails from the audience, and I think we have one that would be perfect for you.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Beyonce related. So are we ready?
Let's do it.
A note of appreciation and a question about Beyonce's Disappear. Dear 2K Mats, my name is Chen, and I've been following you both for quite a while now, both on YouTube and Patreon. I really enjoy your content and the passion you bring to everything you discuss. While I wouldn't call myself a huge Beyonce fan, I do really enjoy some of her work, especially tracks from B-Day and I Am Sasha Fierce. Recently, I came across the song Disappear from I Am Sasha Fierce.
I Am Sasha Fierce, that's what I was going to ask. Okay.
Yes, and I've become completely obsessed. I honestly can't stop playing it on repeat. To my surprise, I couldn't find any live performances of it on YouTube. Has she ever performed it live? What a shame. It's such a beautifully haunting track, and I would have loved to hear her bring it to life on stage. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the song. Do you like it? Do you think it's underrated in her discography? With love, CS.
Well, I do know that I am familiar. That was on the first half of I Am Sasha Fierce, which was the more ballady stuff, and then the Sasha Fierce side of the album was the more up tempos. I think it's a very beautiful song. When I think of the first half of Sasha Fierce, I think of Smash Into You.
Oh, great song.
That song I always felt was very underrated, and it's very interesting because that was a double album. I think that was a very big success for her.
Yeah.
Single Ladies kind of took all of the air out of the room. And by the way, unpopular opinion, Single Ladies isn't one of my favorite Beyonce songs at all.
I agree with you.
And to that point, I was an If I Were a Boy guy. I like and I was always like, why does she release two singles at the same time? They cannibalize each other. I was working at Columbia Records at the time, and they were like, because it's brilliant, because she gives something for everybody at the same time. So if you're checking for one, you're not like it's something for everybody. I get it.
Yes.
Disappear, I think, got lost in the mix because there was so much music at that time. But it would be interesting to hear her do that live again.
Absolutely. And I've always liked Disappear. I admittedly am not the biggest Sasha Fierce fan, just like as a whole.
Oh, let's get me and Matt Palmer ranking our Beyonce albums.
I believe that
the
is
only argument.
One of the only like actual fight we've ever had was us ranking our Beyonce albums because the ranks are literally upside down. And I bet
this was at least 10 years ago.
This was this might have been pre-Lemonade even. Probably pre-self-titled. So like they'd probably be more similar, at least at the top now. But so Sasha Fierce is not for me, especially that first disc. But I don't mind Disappear. I agree it is a haunting track and like very interesting here. I certainly would prefer it to Ave Maria or That's Why You're Beautiful, or like those two are the two in the first half that I'm just like, oh my God, I don't ever want to hear this again. But I think Disappear is haunting and interesting and cool, and certainly like could have been included on that set list. But again, when you put out a double album, when you have 16 songs released at once that are, of two sides of a very different sided coin, it's hard to make time for everything. It's hard for every song to get the shine that it deserves.
That's right.
But Disappear absolutely is a beautiful and haunting moment. It's her haunted before she gets to haunted, So I appreciate that song a lot. But, if we're going first disc of Sasha Fierce, I think I'm a brokenhearted girl person.
Oh, and that was what was going to be the final single until we switched to Sweet Dreams. I was there. I wasn't part of the decision. But Matthew Knowles wanted Brokenhearted Girl.
Really?
And so did Beyonce. And then everyone was like, Sweet Dreams is a huge smash. Yes. And it was.
Yes.
So that's had to happen.
Sweet Dreams is the right choice. Sweet Dreams also, I think, maybe leaked in some way before the album came out.
It was original. When it's called Beautiful Monster. Before.
Nightmare.
Beautiful Nightmare. Yes.
And I remember that leaking, and then I also remember End of Time leaking before 4 came out, and being
that was a drama era.
That was such a drama. Oh, I bet. And I was just
chaos.
Was End of Time like not in the running to be a single at that point?
She thought it was a single, but that was a situation where Beyonce thought End of Time was the hit.
Yeah.
And then what happened was Run the World Girls came out, and radio was like, but where's the single?
Yeah.
Then we were like, that's a single. And they were like, but where's the single? And then she did 1+1 on American Idol, and they were like, the label was like, is that? No? Okay. And that's when we rushed out Best You Never Had.
Yeah.
And then that got some stuff going, but like the chaos of those singles.
Yeah.
And End of Time wasn't the answer. It wasn't.
Oh no. I would have put End of Time before Run the World.
But it was never I would put anything before Run the World. But it was not, it never raised its hand like with sales or anything like that. Like it never was like some of these songs, like the album comes out and it's like, like these days, the label doesn't choose. The songs raise their own hand.
That's true. It's true. I mean, Sabrina
that was
on
her
TikTok,
that was her most chaotic album.
I mean, that changed. That's why. I mean, that was her first when she was managing herself, right? That was her first.
Well, she had this guy Faisal who was like kind of a bully, but it was when she wasn't with her.
She was post Matthew. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I understand why that was confusing.
I was just talking out of school for a little while there.
Hey, sorry guys, we're getting some tea. I will say I agree with Beyonce that I would have gone End of Time first. I really would have, and maybe it didn't raise his hand, but like you see her, she does it so often, like live, that it feels like a single now. Like when she opened the Super Bowl doing that stomp, I'm like, yes, End of Time, let's do it. Those horns, the melody.
Yeah, but I don't think non-fans know it.
I think some non-fans know it. I think they. I mean, I think they could. I think they could have known it.
You know what song I liked from that album was School and Life.
Oh.
And that was a bonus track. And did you notice that she redid the track listing to that for streaming?
Yes.
And School and Life's like at the top.
Right. Which is great that like she recognizes its brilliance. I hate when she does that. She's done that I think twice when she just like reorders things. I'm like, I already have decided the order that you gave me initially, and like I need it to be this way.
It's hard. I wouldn't become Mariah. I wouldn't do such a thing.
No, it's like things.
But Mariah added Runway to Caution.
She
I
did.
like when she does stuff like that.
Yes.
When she adds songs that were essentially just left off because the CD didn't have enough space.
Like when she added Everything Fades Away to Music Box.
That was a big one. And then she added stuff to Me.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yes, we have a lot of feelings about Beyonce, about Mariah, about all of the
That was a good
girls.
one, though. That was a good tangent.
Yes, and thank you so much for the question. We have a couple of segments that I think we're skipping over this week because I have not been in touch with Travis, so I can't do Travis tracks. This is the section of the podcast where Matt Steele basically plays different songs for his roommate in LA who like didn't grow up really listening to pop music, and so he plays him a lot of music that came out from the time he was born until now, and like gets his reviews. They've been hot fucking takes because it's just he just like can't stand Lady Gaga, and like what he's like Just Dance boring, paparazzi I don't get it. I'm like whoa exactly. That's me literally listening to his review of every song.
That's rough.
And I will say, don't ever find the episode where he gets into the Butterfly singles.
Oh, I won't.
I can't. No, you can't take it. We can't take it. Our hearts can't take it. We also, 2 Gay Minutes happens when Matt Steele wants to talk about Big Brother, or I want to talk about the Housewives for a minute, and the other one doesn't care. But that we don't need to do that here. But we also have Giving Me Moments. So I will let Rory, if you have something that has over the past week been giving you life, a piece of content, something in the world that has given you, just a little lift, a little skip in your step that you want to share with the people now.
Yeah. I mean, I referenced it a little bit earlier, but my favorite television show of all time is The Comeback. And I think it was W Magazine did a write-up about Lisa Kudrow. This show originally came out in 2005. It lasted for one season. It was Lisa Kudrow's first show after Friends. People thought it was going to be like a Phoebe sitcom, and it's like so not. It's so much sharper and darker. And it's about this actress who's trying to have a comeback. And it's before everyone was doing TikTok and broadcast, humiliating themselves all the time. This woman does a reality show. She humiliates herself. It lasts for one season. They brought it back in 2014. It critically acclaimed. Lisa Kudrow gets Emmy nominations both seasons. It goes away again, and now it's being brought back again 20 years after the original release, and it's coming out next year. If you guys have not watched The Comeback, it's on HBO Max. The first 2 seasons are available. You'll get the third one next year, and it's I can't recommend any TV more than I would recommend The Comeback. And it explains my personality so much because, as Matt Palmer knows, I fall into Valerie Cherish constantly. Well, that's all right.
You're right.
Here I am back on another classic show.
Yes, you and Valerie are very close.
That's The Comeback. You guys got to see it.
Absolutely, Comeback is coming back, and I have a show that I didn't think I was going to like that we watched over the past week and a half. And this is another one that was well timed because it's season 2 is happening at the top of 2026, which hopefully Olivia Rodrigo's album is coming at the same time. But we watched a medical drama, which is not usually
not Matt Palmer.
Not my wheelhouse, because imagine me looking at blood on purpose. But The Pit, guys.
Oh, people like that.
It is worth all of the hubbub. It is worth all of the buzz. It is worth all of those Emmy nominations and wins. Because, sure, do you have to get through a lot of, bloody, cutting into people in the ER and, zooming in on that? Yes.
Like that.
You also have to hear a lot of, medical jargon that, you're not going to get. A lot of it's going over my head when things are happening. But as far as the relationships that these people have and the way that the show is set up is so cool because it's basically ER shifts are 12 hours. There ends up being 15 episodes in this season of the show, but essentially every episode is real time. So it's all like, this is hour one of,
that's cool.
Noah Wiley's shift. And Noah Wiley was the star of ER. Apparently The Pit was going to be an ER reboot, but it like went a different direction. And so now it is an entirely new show, but he is still the star of it. It's set in Pittsburgh at an emergency room. And there are so many different people that pop up as far as people who have been like patients that have been, going to the ER to like get help because they are, dying or whatever. And the work that the people do, the work that emergency medicine does is like, it blows your mind because you watch and you're like, I am so glad these people exist. You are truly doing the Lord's work. But at the same time, I cannot think of a job I would want less.
No, I couldn't do it.
Because every time I'm at my day job, or even here when the tech doesn't really agree with me, live stream, it's like the last thing I can think to myself is like, it's not life or death. They can't do that. Like this, every single thing that happens is life or death. Every single scenario, like there's obviously levity and like interpersonal relationships. Like it's 3 interns that start, at this new ER establishment, and that we're learning as they're going through their shift, all the stuff keeps happening to them, and they're dealing with the more senior doctors, residents, and attendings, in a lot of different ways. And it's just like it keeps you on your toes. You are very much invested in the people working there, but also the patients that come in. You really are rooting for. You only want good things for. But then there are some people who are, kind of the MAGA types who are like, I don't want my son to get a spinal tap because he'll get paralyzed. And they're like, hey, you didn't vaccinate your kid, and so now he has measles and will die unless you do. And so it's like
timely.
Very timely, to the point where there are some parts where you're like, okay, I realize you are sending us a message, and like it's a smidge, like a hair heavy-handed, but it's like it's heavy-handed in the right way. Like we're telling the world about something very real. So if you do mistrust the medical community, just know that you're shooting yourself in the foot and you are hurting yourself by not believing in medicine and not believing in science, which seems like it feels like 30 years ago, we wouldn't be having this conversation, but here we are, but we have to be like, no, medicine's real, guys. You should be all about it. And I just would recommend The Pit because even through the bloodiness, even through, some of the harder to watch moments, the stories, the interpersonal stories, and also just like the different patients and all of their stories. Like it's so fast paced, which I'm sure is very much in keeping with what it's like really working in a real ER. And also like there's a big event that happens near the end of the season that I will, spoiler, trigger warning you about. Like there's something that is also timely and something that happens in our country more often than it should that happens. But just to see these people and how they work. It's like, wow. I mean, we all during COVID clapped for the doctors and the nurses for that like week or two or whatever. But like, these are true heroes. Like what they're doing is so beyond heroic. And the amount of danger that they get put in now because of people being so aggressive and angry and so anti-science, anti-medicine is so wild. Like this.
Listen to the medical professionals, please. Not RFK and stupid Cheryl Hines.
Oh, stupid Cheryl Hines. It's
I
like,
can't with her.
Why don't we trust that after all of this schooling, all of the studying, all the years of being residents, that these people know what they're fucking doing more than you do looking up shit on Google?
It's
like, come on.
But they think they're the ones making us healthy again. It's
wild. It is absolutely wild. The Pit is excellent. I will say one of my favorite doctors, Dr. Heather Collins, I found out is not returning to the show next season. I'm very heartbroken about it. She had such a compelling storyline. This character did, and an incredible actress. She's so beautiful. She is like, just like a great black lady who like had something with the Noah Wiley character. I felt like there was so much more to do with her character, so I don't know why she's not coming back, but I will miss her very much. So she did a great job this season. I think she's on The Diplomat or something. So the actress is doing fine. But I'm sad, even though this news came out like a year ago. But of course, I'm just getting to it because now it affects me.
But now it affects me.
Exactly.
You didn't approve of this.
What about me?
What about us?
Great song.
Yes.
Oh God, sorry. I don't know that I've ever watched. People are asking, is it more or less bloody than Grey's? I never watched Grey's. I don't think I've ever watched a medical drama really. Like I wasn't an ER person. But it took me a few episodes. But once I got in,
there was some LA Times thing that came across my Instagram that was like, Grey's Anatomy's been on for 25 years. Meet the characters that have been there since the beginning. I'm like, I think I've learned them against my will.
I hope people know. If you want to know, you know who the people on Grey's
I'm not mad at it.
No,
I'm just like,
hope they're all doing great. One other another show that I've finished a season of is I am also watching Sex and the City for the first time.
For the first time.
And I've seen
never seen it either.
movies weirdly, but never saw the TV show. But like when And Just Like That ended and people were just so upset about how awful it was, I was like, I gotta see the original text. I gotta see what people have so much reverence for. And I just finished season 3 and I really like it. I'm really into it. The writing is getting sharper as it goes on. It seems like Miranda and Steve are getting back together, which I'm excited about. I just have to say, and I stand by this, every episode with Big is worse. I just don't like which is Carrie's main love interest on the show.
I at least know that.
Yes. So, and every time she's with this guy, Aiden, who's a furniture maker and is so nice to her, has a big dog, and she cheats on Aiden with Big because they still have this, and Big is married at the time. And it's like, what? This is your...
And then the actor became like a problem.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that came out after he died on the show,
right,
like that. But yes, I think he's problematic, which makes me feel better about not liking his character on the show.
Is the show as white as I think it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very white. Like, yeah, there was a couple of episodes of the season where I was like, because it was like they were trying to have other people of color.
Because in New York, it's only white people.
Yeah, it's what Friends told me that. That's what Friends and Sex and the City told us in the 90s. But I will say I'm very invested. Again, it seems like we're at a moment where Carrie's going to go off and date different people that aren't big. And there's a closed book on their relationship, at least for the time being. So I'm excited to see that. I love Miranda. I always assumed I was a Charlotte just because she's like, wide-eyed and, naive. But then you watch her and the decisions she makes, it's like, girl.
Oh, I think I know who I am without even having to see the show.
Who would you say? I'm not saying it.
Samantha.
Oh, yeah. But the thing is, Samantha's the most right. Like, if you look back in 2025, it's like everything Samantha does.
Yes,
the most right.
She is what's sex positive
yes.
and on the right side of history.
Right.
That's me, guys. Rory James.
Of the other cast, all the other characters on the show are so biphobic in that one episode. And she's like, people are fluid. What does it matter? Like, if he's been with a guy before. And they're like, I want my men to be. It's just like the worst aged thing ever. But again, different time, I guess. But yes, Samantha was right a lot of the fucking time. So where it is about
I need to know.
Absolutely. I'm still very invested, still excited to see where it goes. I hope we get less Big. The Natasha stuff was so awkward because Carrie sat down with Big's wife after she had cheated with Big and was basically like, I really just want to apologize, blah, blah, blah. And Natasha's like, you've not only ruined my marriage, you've ruined my lunch. And it's like, okay, I'm with Natasha. Sorry.
Wow.
She kind of ate up, and she was right. Leave this woman alone. Like, you're just doing this to make yourself feel better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, this isn't really for her. It's for you.
Right.
So, again, long story short, I've been watching some TV.
All right.
And been enjoying it. We love that. I think that might be all I have. Is there anything else you would like to tell the people, Rory James?
No, you guys, just my special is coming out November 11th. Rory James Acquired Taste. You can follow me at It's Rory James on all the socials. And I'm looking forward to you guys seeing it. And thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming.
We're so fun.
So happy to have you.
And everyone in the comments is so nice. It's a fun vibe.
We're so happy to have you here.
Yeah.
And guys, thank you so much for listening to and or watching the podcast. We'll be back next week with more 2K Mats, the podcast. Bye.
Bye, you guys.